A lot to get into today. Iran, Trump. Now he's officially got the Strait of Hormuz blocked. He's dealing with China. So a lot to unpack there. He gave some comments yesterday, and we're gonna go through those. And also clavicular overdose yesterday. He's in the hospital. Well, he just got off the hospital. I just looked at and saw that a report that he's out now. But this kid is heading for a path of destruction. And I will give my thoughts on this whole clavicular situation. This whole streaming space, is IRL streaming space. And why these kids are doing what they're doing, and we're heading for a path of destruction in this space if something doesn't change. So a lot to get into. We have a new official sponsor, so a new medical center here in South Florida. We are so excited for this sponsorship. Sean, roll the clip.
Are you suffering from a serious life-threatening illness? Has your doctor told you you're probably going to die? My name is Dr. Donald Trump, and I have helped millions of patients with conditions just like yours. Cancer, heart disease, ALS, you name it. Conditions your doctor said were untreatable. I've seen them all, and I fixed them all. I use an advanced technique that the cheating medical establishment don't want you to know about. The results are, frankly, incredible. Nobody gets results like this. They're the greatest results.
They gave me 6 weeks to live, but then I called the hotline and was healed entirely through the phone.
I was clinically brain dead, and my wife was about to pull the plug when the doctor saved my life.
If you or someone you love is suffering, don't wait. Don't let the corrupt medical establishment tell you what's possible. Call 1-900-NOT-JESUS today. Let's make your health great again. Are you suffering from...
So there you have it, folks. 1-900, not Jesus. He's, oh my God. There's a lot of videos out there floating like that. I figure we start the show with a little humor. And I put a video out the other day, you know, Trump's excuses or remarks and saying that he was a doctor, Red Cross, whatever. I mean, just a complete lie. Complete bullshit, but at least we can get a little laugh out of this, what's going around on the internet. And listen, the internet's undefeated. It will always be undefeated, and that made me laugh this morning. I figured I would share it with you guys. So that's our new sponsor, Trump Hospital. Make sure to check it out. And if you're feeling some type of illness or anything that's going on with you, just call the hotline and you will be healed. All right, let's get into our show. So Iran, the blockade, Trump had some remarks yesterday. We're going to go through his remarks yesterday. But where do we truly stand with all this? The ceasefire is in place. Some are saying it won't last. Hopefully it does. But we'll get into all the remarks that Trump had yesterday. Let's roll the clip.
Welcome back to Fox News. So we are awaiting the president, who is set to speak live from the White House any moment. Now, here's what we don't know. We're not sure what exactly he's speaking on in terms of topics, but we do know that he just wrote moments ago on Truth Social, 34 ships went through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday, which is by far the highest number since this foolish closure began. Now, what's on your screen right now is the president. This is a live shot of the side of the Oval Office. He's speaking to a woman,
McDonald's delivery.
Yeah, a young woman there who's just delivered McDonald's, and I hope she is tipped very well. I'm sure she is. An incredible, of course, testament to the president, as always, caring for his staffers in the best way that they always love, which is a McDonald's.
She's not going to forget that delivery.
No.
Neither are we.
She has no idea national news.
Because, Emily, we do know the media are not far away. Can we hear any of what they're saying? Let's watch and listen.
We call it the Great Big Beautiful Bill. We should call it the Great Big Beautiful Tax Cut Bill, because it's tremendous amounts of money. And that's overtime. That's also on Social Security, as you know.
Yes.
And it's pretty amazing.
Yes, it is.
Well, you're really nice. Would you like to do a little news conference with me with these people? These are not the nicest people. They're not nice like you. You know that, right?
I'll do whatever you ask me to do, sir.
So the no tax on tips is something special, right?
It's very special.
And that's the one that really pertains to you more than anything else.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes.
fantastic. And so it's such an honor to meet you. And I think you voted for me, do you think?
Maybe.
Yeah? I heard you're a great supporter. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll put this over here. And why don't we have a news conference with the president? Want to do it?
You stop it right there. We'll roll it back up again. But this is the part that I like about Trump. These type of interactions. He's a master marketer. He really knows how to connect with people at a human level. And this is why he's won elections, because he was able to connect. The way he's connecting in this video is the way that he was able to connect in 2016 and 2020. He connects at a very human level, at a level that you can truly understand. He touches the pain points of people, what people are going through. And this whole tax cut when it comes to tips is huge. It's huge for these people that are in the service industry, that are putting in long hours, and now their tip money won't be taxed, and that helps them. It helps the economy. So that's all. Those are the good things with Trump. But we got this Iran war, and we're feeling it from an economic standpoint. So what's the off ramp? I keep asking, what's the off ramp? But we'll continue to roll this clip with President Trump and his remarks.
Hormuz Strait and various other things. Do you have any questions?
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and it had to do with Red Cross, as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about
Absolute
it.
lie,
Said,
lying through his teeth.
It's supposed to be me as a doctor.
No, it wasn't. You knew what you were
and
doing.
I do make people better. I make
That's okay.
people a lot
Disappointed
better.
as a Christian. That he should have never done that. Even though we're having a little fun with it this morning.
Yes, sir.
He's going through some very serious cancer treatment, so
Yes, sir.
this goes a long way.
Yes, sir, it sure does.
Mr. President, are another round of talks planned with Iran? And if so, will you send Vice President Jaden Vance with?
Well, he's done a good job, and Steve and Jared, they've all done a very good job. And I can tell you that we've been called by the other side. They'd like to make a deal very badly, very badly.
What was the sticking point over? You said it was over nuclear.
It was over nuclear, very similar. Yeah, very good. I guess you're listening. It's over the fact that they will never have a nuclear weapon. Iran, you marking it down? Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. And we agreed to a lot of things, but they didn't agree to that. And I think they will agree to it. I'm almost sure of it. In fact, I am sure of it. If they don't agree, there's no deal. There'll never be a deal. Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, and we're going to get the dust back. We'll get it back. Either we'll get it back from them or we'll take it.
Mr. President, as far as the naval blockade is concerned, what's the end game? Is it to force Iran back to the negotiating table? Is it to open up the strait so that gas prices ultimately come down?
Maybe everything. I mean, both of those things, certainly, and more. We can't let a country blackmail or extort the world, because that's what they're doing. They're really blackmailing the world. We're not going to let that happen. And the amazing thing is, we don't, can you believe this? We don't use the strait. We don't need the strait. We have our own oil and gas, much more than we need. We have
Question is, when are the prices going to go down?
Saudi Arabia, think of this. We produce more. Saudi Arabia, and add Russia to it. Substantially more. And by next year, we'll have double that amount. So we don't need it, but the world needs it. And many ships are heading to our country right now as we speak to load up with the best. Really, I guess you could say, somebody said the best and sweetest. I don't know exactly what sweet is, but when it relates to oil, it's a good thing. But they're coming to our country right now. There are many boats coming to our country. Now, it could very well be this is going to be settled before that. We've been called this morning by the right people, the appropriate people, and they want to work a deal. They would like to work a deal.
Is it your anticipation, Mr. President, that other countries will assist in this effort to blockade Iran and those specific...
Yeah, other countries are going to also.
Which countries, sir?
We don't need other countries, frankly, but they've offered the services. We'll let it be known probably tomorrow.
Has the blockade started, sir?
Yeah, started 10 o'clock.
Bishop Robert Barron supports you and your policies. He praises you for defending religious freedom.
Yeah.
He now says you owe Pope Leo an apology. Will you apologize?
No, I don't, because Pope Leo said things that are wrong. He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result. You have hundreds of millions of people dead, and it's not going to happen. So I can't. I think he's very weak on crime and other things. So I'm not. I mean, he went public. I'm just responding to Pope Leo, and his brother is a big MAGA person, and he's a great guy, Louis. And I said I like Lewis better than I like the Pope. No, you have to
Stop the
have,
video there.
law.
And I just let that play just so you guys could hear what he, the spat between him and Pope Leo, which is insignificant with everything else that's going on in the world. I don't even know why he even picks this fight. But that's Trump. That's classic Trump. Now, the question I have, well, let's talk about the blockade. So I looked into it this morning. Over 20-something ships have gone to other countries now and have been able to cross the strait. Ships coming out of Iran are not allowed to leave Iran or go to Iran. The blockade is completely blocking Iran from the world when it comes to trade, when it comes to exports of oil. So where does this lead us to next? And then I was thinking about this. Let's say Iran probably is going to have to come to the table and kind of agree with a lot of what Donald Trump and the administration is asking for, right? And what are going to be the guardrails against Iran, because they're not going to forget about what the United States just did to them. They decimated their whole entire leadership. They've bombed the shit out of their country. They're not going to forget about this. So what's to say that 5 years, 10 years from now, they don't reach the goal that they're trying to reach, which is to establish to being a nuclear power and having nuclear weapons? How do we make sure that this doesn't happen? And is Trump just going to look for an off-ramp here to say, hey, we won the war, we got it done, but not tighten up what we need to tighten up so they don't ever get a nuclear weapon? And those are the questions I have, because they're not going to forget about this, and terrorism is going to go up around the world. You can bet your ass off. And the thing is that you can't stop an ideology. You can't stop it. This is the way they think. They think that there's something on the other side of this world for them if they kill the infidels, which is us. If you're not a Muslim, a Shiite, you're an infidel. And it says in the Quran that you must die. In their logic and how they think. Right? And listen, this is not, I have a lot of good Muslim friends, Sunni Muslims that are good people, amazing people, some of the best people, kindest people you ever meet in your life. So I just want to say that because I've made a lot of comments against the Muslim religion, but I'm talking about the Shiites. I'm talking about the fanatics, and in every religion there's some of these, but theirs just stand out a little bit more than others because of the actions that they take against other religions, that if they don't believe what they believe, they will kill you for it, and they are willing to die for it, which is even a step further. I was reading today that a young woman, beautiful woman, she's going to get executed today because she was part of the protest, and they're going to execute her at some point today. This is what the Iranian government does, and I see the comments coming in the post that I put on my personal Instagram, and a lot of you, when I put that video up of the women and the children blocking the power plants, you guys wrote comments saying they want to be there. They're just defending their country. We are the ones that are terrorists. We are the ones that are causing genocide. Down the list. The question I have for you guys is, where are the 40,000 Americans that have been killed for speaking up here in the States? Because it doesn't happen. I get to have this platform every day, and I give my opinions. Sometimes I don't agree with the things that Trump says, and I speak up. Nothing happens to me, right? I don't get killed, right? So I just don't know. You speak to any Iranian, they'll tell you what it is to live under that regime. It's not good. Women are beat to shit. Can't even drive in that country. And a lot of women are the ones responding in my comments. I don't think you guys understand. And if you do understand, why don't you move there? If you're being oppressed here and this is not good enough for you, move over there. But back to Trump and the blockade. He did something very smart. Him and China are kind of working together. I think he opened up the strait for China to do business as well. Here's a tweet by the president. China's very happy that I'm permanently I'm sorry, here's a tweet by the president. China's very happy that I'm permanently opening the Strait of Hormuz. I'm doing it for them also and the world. This situation will never happen again. They have agreed not to send weapons to Iran. President Xi will give me a big fat hug when I get there in a few weeks. We are working together smartly and very well. Doesn't that beat fighting? But remember, we are good at fighting, and if we have to, far better than anyone else. President Donald J. Trump. So he's gone to China and said, hey, listen, we're going to open up the strait. You can deal with all the other partners. You just can't deal with Iran for right now. And, you know, they'll be able to get what they need out of that region, which is smart. I think he's trying to go about this very pragmatic. And this is what Trump does. He finds ways in the negotiations, and he finds ways to have leverage over the situation. And this is his business acumen at its best. I've still criticized Trump, the way the messaging on this war has been carried out. He has stuck now to the whole nuclear weapon thing. And I ask you guys is, what's the alternative if Iran does get a nuclear weapon? Would they use it? And if the answer is yes for you, then you got to agree with the logic that Trump is using on the whole nuclear weapon thing. The way they've done it, it's been messy. You can say it's been a little messy. But hopefully there is an off-ramp here. Hopefully Iran does come to the table. I spoke about it the other day on the other show. There's different fractions of the government, so you don't know who you're truly dealing with. And I was reading an article today in the Wall Street Journal, I'm sorry. And they were talking about that Iran is worse off now with the new regime that's in place, or they're more hardcore than the previous supreme leader and the people around the supreme leader. These guys have done atrocious things in the past, and they're more hardcore. And does this unify that country? And that's why I say, what does this look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when the dust settles, everything seems peace and quiet, and these guys are just trying to build it back up and try to get back at the United States. Almost like what happened with bin Laden in Afghanistan. You know, the United States helped the Russians get weapons to fight that war against Afghanistan, and bin Laden did not forget about that. He planned 2001, 9/11. He planned the terrorist attacks in New York. And it was, a lot of it had to do with the United States' involvement in their war between Afghanistan and Russia, and they didn't like it, and they plotted. They waited about, I think it was close to 20 years, something like that, because it was in the middle 80s, late 80s. And that happened in 2001. So, yeah, there's a lot here. Like I say, this is ever moving. Every day this is going to change and evolve. So, seems a little better. We'll see where we end up at. Gas prices today are at $98 a barrel. Crude oil. Gas prices average is about $4.11. We need that to start going down because the cost of goods you're going to start feeling it. You're going to start feeling it in travel. You're going to start feeling it. Airline tickets are up like 20-something% already. So you're going to start feeling the impact, and you're feeling the impact of this war. So hopefully there's a quick resolution to this, and we can go into the summer with some type of resolution and moving, we move on to our next issue as a country. All right, so I want to get into this clavicular situation. This kid's off the rails, but I think there's a bigger problem than just clavicular. I think it's this whole IRL, in real life, live streaming ecosystem that has been created, which is a significant industry, and it's a $150 billion industry right now, and by 2030 it's going to become a $200 billion industry. And the ones that are in this industry, for the most part, the highest percentage is it's Gen Z, right? It's the younger generation that's in there, and they're just doing crazy, obscene things. Clavicular's on a live stream yesterday. He has an overdose. But some of these streamers, the things that they're doing, they're disrespecting other men and their wife. And I don't know if some of this stuff is staged, but one day one of these guys is going to get killed. They're going to run into the wrong one, and it's not going to be pretty, and they're going to get killed on a live stream. Because what these kids are doing is just stirring the pot as much as they can so they can get clicks and streams so they can make a lot of money. But here's a clip on Clavicular's overdose situation.
Right now at 11, we begin with breaking news. Controversial influencer Clavicular has been rushed to a hospital in Miami after having a suspected overdose. The incident happening during one of his live streams at a spot in Brickell. And that's where we find CBS News Miami's Abby Dodge with what we know so far tonight. Abby?
Lauren, we are here at the corner of 9th Street and South Miami Avenue, a very popular happening spot here in Brickell. Miami Fire responded to this address for an overdose of a 20-year-old. Now, a source close to Clavicular tells us here at CBS News that he is suspected to have had an overdose. I want to take you to video right now that's causing a big stir of the community that follows him. This is what is causing his viewers to have great concern. They say while watching his stream today that he seemed very out of it, and then the video abruptly ended. Clavicular, whose name is Braden Peters, is known for the popular trend of looks magazine. He's been in some hot water before here in Fort Lauderdale. He was arrested for battery and was also arrested in Scottsdale earlier this year for suspicion of drug possession. This is a developing story, and we're going to continue to keep you updated on air and online here at CBS News Miami. Live from Brickell, Abby Dodge, CBS News
Cut the clip.
Miami.
There's a huge fundamental problem. And this kid, I pray for him. I don't want to see anything bad happen to him. He's a young kid, doesn't know any better. I think when he gets older, he's going to regret a lot of the shit he's doing. You know, there's a video of him out in the Everglades shooting an alligator. And as soon as I saw it, I said, oh shit, he's going to be in a world of trouble. He has no idea. You're better off killing somebody than killing an animal. And the FWC sees it. But roll the clip.
Yeah, I think that gator's. Just had to make sure. Yo.
It's terrible.
Yo! Hey, I think it's dead.
You cut the clip.
I can't.
If he's my son, I'm kicking his ass. I'm kicking his ass. And that's fathers, get in the gym. Get in the gym so you can whip his ass, because I would whip his ass if that was my son. We would get in a fist fight. Flat out. Because that wouldn't represent me, my family, my values. It would be a day of reckoning for him as a young man if he was my son. And that's the bigger question I have is, where are the fathers? And I don't know the involvement of his father in his life. I hope that tries to knock some sense to him if he is involved. But usually kids like this, the father's not involved. And this is the product of what you get. So I'm praying for this kid. I don't want to see this kid get hurt. I want to see him get on the other side of this. But they'll do anything for money. They'll do anything literally for money. And they'll do things like this. And what kind of example are we giving other kids that age? Such a vulnerable age, man. And this is the stuff they're being fed every single day on social media. Every single day, this is just what's hitting them. And they think this is okay. This is a way of operating in life, and it's not. It's going to bite you in the ass, and this kid's going to either end up dead or in jail. Or both. It's coming. You can just see it, and it's like you're watching a horror movie, and you're just eating the popcorn and waiting for it to happen. And I don't want to see it happen. I don't want to see it happen to that kid. And he's a good-looking kid, man. I mean, that kid can do whatever he wants. An effective communicator. But just he's choosing a path of just of godlessness, right? Like God's not involved in any of this. It's very demonic stuff, especially what he did there. I mean, he's going up to other dudes' girlfriends, and I don't know if it's staged. It doesn't look staged to me. And just complete disrespect. You come up to my girl back in the day, we're getting in a fight. I don't care how big you are. It wasn't going to end like that. And to today, you disrespect my wife, we're getting in a fight. Full on fist fight. You may kick my ass, but we're getting in a fight. And yeah, I just don't know. And I think it's a bigger problem than just clavicular. I think it's an industry problem that these guys, and the other thing is, what type of value do these streamers really bring? Like, what's their talent? Other than creating chaos to get clicks and views. What do they bring to the table? I remember when I was a young boy, I was looking up to baseball players. I wanted to be a baseball player, football player. Michael Jordan. Now kids are looking up to these idiots. This is what they're looking up to. My daughter knows who I Show Speed is before Michael Jordan. Like, that's the world we live in. And these are the real influencers of the world right now. Like, celebrities are obsolete nowadays. You have some that are at the top of their game, but it ain't the same anymore. A lot of these A-listers are not A-listers anymore. And a lot of these kids are making way more money than these A-listers. Way more. Should these platforms be blamed for these kids acting this way? Right? That's another conversation we can have. We'll get deeper into this conversation. This is going to conclude our show for today, but there's a lot to go over this whole IRL live streaming space because it's going to wreck a lot of young people's lives if it keeps going this way. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build the show. We want to bring the biggest guests possible, but we need money to be able to do it. So we need you to subscribe and share the podcast. So thank you guys so much. Catch you guys on the next one.